When I was studying at university, it was the first time that I heard electronic music that excited me, and I thought was interesting and creative. Before that time, I just thought electronic music was 80s synth pop, which I hated. But when I was introduced to some psychedelic music by a British band called Osric Tentacles, and also drum and bass from the UK scene, and techno out of the UK rave scene, the sounds really interested me, and I was amazed at how much variation and possibility there was. So that really inspired me. I was only playing electric guitar at that point, but it made me really want to buy synthesizer, analog synthesizer, and start to create these kind of alien sounds myself. So that was maybe 15 years ago. I like different styles of music. I think the things I most enjoy are, since I came to Japan, harsh noise and synth noise. So especially artists like Astro and a younger noise guy here in Tokyo called Black Phone 666 is really incredible, very technical and dynamic and powerful performer. My background is more guitar-based music, so heavy metal and thrash metal, bands like Coroner, Testament, Megadeth. So I still enjoy sometimes listening to that again, but I'm much more interested now in experimental freeform music. And two of my most influential bands from when I was in the UK were Osric Tentacles and Eat Static, psychedelic space rock and alien techno, respectively. One of the key words for me for electronic music and sound is freedom, and another one is possibility. There are basically infinite possibilities in sound, and there are so many techniques for creating sounds electronically, different forms of synthesis, digital approaches, modelling approaches, analog circuitry. There's no limit to the kinds of sounds that can be created in electronic music, and that's where modular synths are so important, is that they allow you to combine and create an instrument completely uniquely to the individual. I think that the challenge is creating music that is engaging for the listener, that has form and structure. It doesn't need to be obvious structure or any kind of classical structure, but something that feels as though it's taking you somewhere. I mean, not all electronic artists want that even. They're happy for complete lack of form and direction, and that's okay. But for me, that's the challenge, is really to think, how can I combine and develop sounds organically to something that is kind of an exciting listening experience. And I'm a complete novice at that. I'm no good at it, but it's something I'm thinking about and I'm trying. There's some great history of electronic music in the UK, of course, through kind of rave scene and drum and bass culture and psytrance and many different styles and experimental musicians, and some who have got quite well known, of course, like Aphex Twin, to name just one. Back in the, I guess, late 80s, 90s, early 90s, there was much more freedom of possibility for events in electronic and experimental sound scene, free festivals and so on. That really got clamped down a lot, and so a lot of that music was pushed into small clubs. So the kind of clubbing scene for electronic music is kind of really where it's been thriving a lot. but in recent years there have been a lot more festivals, not so much in the UK, but a lot in Europe and other parts of the world that UK artists have been able to kind of really get involved in as well. I'm more familiar with the Japan underground music scene, and what I love here is there's an attitude of you can do anything artistically and creatively, and people don't criticise or judge. They give the space and the respect for any artist to perform and create sounds in the way that is personal to them. And I think that's really refreshing, and there's a lot of healthy cross-fertilisation, mixing of styles and genres. So I find it a very inspiring place to be in here in Japan. I feel I have a lot more confidence in performing than I ever did before, because I can just be me, and if it's rubbish there might only be 10 people there anyway, so it's no big deal.
When I was elementary school, I listened Yellow Magic Orchestra. Then that's the first my experience of inspired by music. Then I interested in what kind of music, how to do this music. Then there is a synthesizers. Yeah. Then I start to touch synthesizers at the instrument store. That's in Akihabara. That's when I was 10 or 11 years old, elementary school. Then every weekend go to Akihabara, Laux, and then touch synthesizers. Even I always brought my headphones, myself, then connect each, then next time. So every time 5 or 6 hours spent at there. That's my start of my electronic music. But my own synthesizer maybe more later, high school or something. Then in junior high school I start more band, bass and drums in punk rock band and progressive rock. And yeah. In America, more I played at club, but one time went Arizona desert. There's very big American nature that I love. But mostly recently go to festival in Europe. That is more one of best kind of festival, kind of survival also. Fun. Also for people, all people enjoying music, and so many people together by music. It's good. So I always inspired at those festivals in Europe. Oh, yes, music, powerful. Yes. So Europe festival maybe I like. For me, I like to make something, creation, everything. Words, also pictures. But long time I'm doing, then music is not easy for me. Not perfect answer every time, but also interesting. So for me, music is maybe never end, and also always give me inspire, and also good for communication with many peoples. If music going to people like, it's very also I can very satisfied with happy happy energy also. Yeah, and also I like smile by my music, when people smiling or exciting, that's great. Yeah. So my skill also starts from healing music and meditation music. That's also one way to more functionable music. How do you say? It's not just listening music, more working something. And also I did hemisync. Do you know hemisync? Hemisync is binaural sound technology. Right side, left side, different frequency, maybe 100 and 110. Then that difference brain catch, then generating own frequency 10 Hz difference to know how much difference. Then on that 10 hertz is alpha wave, so that navigates to playing to alpha wave. Yeah, so that kind of things I more digging, researching, and yeah, I made some music with meditation music. You know, that's 100 and 110 is just looks like noise for not music, but with good ensemble with that frequency, another thing looks like music. But with that frequency, then maybe more effective. I thought, yeah, like that things I much researching past. Yeah, then slowly very lazy to do that. More inspired, direct to create music more now. Yeah.